I've been on my own since I was 18.
I'm with you to the end of the line, pal.
Never really fit in anywhere, even in the army. My faith's in people. Hopefully one day you can understand. I could do this all day. Which is why I can't let them down either. I promise you. I'll be there.
What's going on, everyone? It's Semp. Welcome back to the channel. And today is not your usual theory video. It's not a breakdown or even anything regarding news. I wanted to share my favorite scene of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This little community project called One Marvelous Scene was started to build hype and also to just bring Marvel fans together to recall people's favorite moments of the MCU so far while leading up to its biggest movie ever. It was started by Nando v Movies, and many people contributed videos to it. And I know it's most likely dead in the water right now, but I wanted to add to it and hopefully bring it back to life. I figured it's a great time to reflect on the good in life with everything bad going on, and to just talk about one of my favorite scenes and how these movies bring good vibes into the lives of so many. For my scene, it's taken from my favorite non-Avengers movie in the MCU, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, which brought so many incredible scenes and such great dialogue. So without further ado, let's go. There are so many moments in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that can hit you on a deeper and personal level. And the way the characters are portrayed and the raw emotion that is delivered in certain scenes really pulls you into the movie, the story, the character, and that's why Endgame is the highest grossing movie of all time. Because people simply care and invested time into these characters for the story, relatability, and memories that they bring to each and every one of us. Whether it's the cinematography, the score, the acting, the jokes, Marvel, although being in the comic book genre, does an incredible job at delivering emotion and making you feel attached to the characters that they build up. And it's a huge reason for their success because let's face it, none of us are probably going to be able to fly, well, as it seems now, and we aren't going to be born with incredible powers. So we can't relate to those characters in that aspect. But no matter who you are, someone who we can relate to the most is Captain America. And although he can punch and kick hard with brute force, at his core, he's just a normal human being like the rest of us. Except he was gifted with the ability to change the world through a little blue serum. So my one marvelous scene of the MCU is from Captain America: The Winter Soldier. And while this movie delivers so much, this particular scene is my favorite. Being a Cap fanboy and loving his whole persona and the way he goes about himself is just different than other characters. And his story is one that can hit you right in your heart. I think Cap is misjudged sometimes for his stubbornness and the way he goes about things, but deep down, he just wants to make the best decision, and usually that decision isn't for himself, it's actually for others. He's a man out of time, out of place, and had really lost all hope. Waking up 75 years later, the world around you changes, the people you know disappear, and all he really had was faint memories. And the idea that he had was to just keep going, one step at a time, no matter how out of place he felt. And this scene in Winter Soldier truly embodies everything that Captain America's arc stands for. And it's the scene where Cap and Natasha visit his old stomping grounds out in New Jersey, Camp Lehigh. It's a callback to the first Avenger and his training in the military, and for the first time since he woke up, the memories of his past fully come back. As they walk into the camp, he remembers the olden days, and as he looks, he hears a voice.
Come on, Rogers!
And his younger, pre-serum self stops and stares his present self in the eyes. And they both just look at each other, and for a moment his world stops, his mission doesn't matter, and it all comes back to him, the past. And the reason why this is one of my favorite scenes is because of the raw emotion on his face as he remembers his old self. Yes, he is lucky to be alive, but waking up 75 years later and your family, your friends, the love of your life, that's all gone. And it's a gut-wrenching feeling. And you can tell that in his eyes that no matter what he does now, although he's willingly and has received the serum, he didn't ask for this life. And to pick it up where he left off after all these years later, it's hard to adjust. Change is hard to come by, and you can see that all in his facial expression. And for the first time, you truly understand his pain. But because he's Cap, he just keeps going, like we all do in life. He just keeps going one step at a time. And this scene brings out his true character, the selflessness, the good moral human within him. Because although he doesn't have to do what he's doing, he believes he has a mission to accomplish, and that following order is his calling. And this scene really sets up the end of the movie also, because he tries so hard to put everything else before him to the point that he gives up. He tells Bucky to kill him, to finish his mission, because he'd be with him to the end of the line. But that line isn't a thin one. That line is filled with grief and sadness, and the feeling that he can never get back for what he once had. But he still had Bucky. And I believe that being at Camp Lehigh again showed him that. And while it brings back memories, it also gives him strength to continue, because even though he's almost lost everything, he still had a life to live. Even though it was a new one, and it's truly awesome to see in that moment. He hits the breaking point in this visit to Camp Lehigh, and at the end of the movie, although he can do something and end Bucky, he trusts that in his heart that he can save him and the world, even if that means his life ending. And that's why this is my one marvelous scene. I could really go so into depth with this movie, but I figured I'd share my favorite part, and although it may not be the most exciting or action-packed scene, I think it's the pinnacle of Cap's arc and truly shows his pure character that defines the rest of his story. I do mention this in episode 3 of my podcast as well, so if you want, go take a listen to that. You can find the podcast on Anchor, Apple, Spotify, Google, and more. Links to that are in the description down below. And also remember that giveaway is still alive, so be subscribed and leave a comment letting me know what your favorite scene in the MCU is, whether it's action-packed or not. And as always, you can find me on Twitter at AnotherMarvelG to keep up to date with all my new content and announcements. All links to my socials are below. And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell turned on, and help me get this into the One Marvelous Scene playlist that Nando once started. Once again, shout out to him for starting such an incredible movement and bringing together people who all enjoy and love the same thing, Marvel movies. But other than that, I just want to say thank you. I'm another Marvel guy, and I'll catch y'all in a blip.